We live.
I like that now. That's a tradition for us.
Baller.
Thanks.
Well. Look who came crawling back.
Crawling.
Are you sure they crawled back? Because I think we crawled back.
Yeah, I kind of crawled. I was like, please come on the episode again.
I feel like I got dragged.
Crow's like, if I have to, I'll go back.
I mean, if
I
you're
guess.
really gonna need me.
But
Twice
this
in one season is crazy.
Huh?
Twice in one season.
You should
I
feel
know.
honored.
You're in good company, and that the company is just you.
Yeah.
But also, somebody else is here.
Hi.
This is, well, I'm trying to think. Is there like a special way we should introduce you, or?
I feel like Kraig should introduce her.
Yeah.
If
Oh, you
anyone.
wanna
Kraig.
introduce me?
Show us
Yep.
the riz that got you in this position.
Oh,
First,
okay.
Oh yeah. Shout out
Please
to the
don't.
Perspective podcast for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, my absolutely amazing lady lifter extraordinaire girlfriend.
Hi, everybody.
Damn.
lady lifter, what?
She lifts.
Yeah,
Well-
I lift.
Yeah.
Oh,
Powerlifting. It's crazy.
I don't know what you were talking about. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna skip past it.
Wizard of Oz over here.
Cut that.
Well, anyway,
Wizard of Oz.
getting you back on was just a good marketing tactic, I think, in my opinion, because you promoted the hell out of your episode.
I was gonna say I
You really did.
needed to know the stats on that, like if it did well,
I think it's on Spotify. It's like our second best episode.
Yeah.
as it should
Really?
be.
Which
It's
is
just me. It's just me
Craig's
watching
just like,
it.
hell yeah, it is.
I mean, it is. It's one of our.
What's
few
the
best episodes.
best one?
I think the first one was the best one.
Fair.
Which it had.
It has to be. It's the pilot at one. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Because that one's up to like 170 views now on YouTube.
Damn.
And again, that's just a black
like
screen,
that.
so
Wait, 170 views?
something like that.
I was
yeah.
definitely 160 of those for sure.
I made
Shut
up
up,
50.
Thomas.
You were the other like 120 or whatever it was. But yeah, so the fact that you guys are here anyway, Thomas, we didn't rehearse this, but we rehearsed this.
Yeah,
We
it's
like
good
to
enough.
extend a sincere
Fuck you guys for being in love.
because
My bad.
yeah.
Our fault. Sorry, guys.
That's the joke that we've been making. It's like, damn, now they're happy. Like the byproduct of the episode.
No,
is just
you know
now
what?
they're
You know what's
happy.
funny? Because I was walking with him when we were back to the car to go to the gym, and I was telling him about my demons and stuff like that. Not actually.
Classic.
I was telling him about it, and I was like, "Yo, I'm so excited." I was like, "Oh, I can't send him these like TikTok memes anymore because he's actually in love and stuff like that, and in a relationship because they're all like Valentine's related. So like a bunch of them was like the gym of me and my buddy going to bench 405, and then it says caption, both of us can't bench 225 on Valentine's Day, and I'm like, I can't send that to you because like we probably won't be at the gym.
You can still take him to the gym. You can
Nah,
do a
it's
little
y'all-
gym
it's
date.
y'all's day.
You can go make out with Barbella. It'll be okay.
No, Barbella's
Barbella?
gonna crush me tomorrow, so.
Oh, even better.
You know what? I guess in this sense, yeah. Yeah, I'm about to go for a PR tomorrow. 495 bench.
$4.95.
That's 5 plates.
Can you hit half that?
No, I can't even hit a quarter of that.
Yikes. It's going to be like when you and I went back, because we went to our gym for a while, and he was using the Smith machine for the, I don't know if he ever told you this story, but what did you just do?
You didn't snap this in place.
That's awkward. Yes, I did. I definitely
we
did.
didn't.
Bro, you've been freaking manhandling that mic the
But
entire
you-
time.
I literally was looking at it. I
gave
was
its
like,
consent. It's fine.
You definitely pulled that out.
no, I didn't.
Anyway.
Anyways,
That
now they
smirk
can hear
says
me.
otherwise.
He had been using the Smith machine for like what, 280 or something? Like your old PR?
My
or
old
whatever it
PR
was?
on the Smith machine was like 245.
Okay.
250.
I overshot it by 40. But you were doing like 245 or something. And then we went to UREC one day without the assist of the freaking Smith machine. He's like, all right, toss on 280 or
It
something.
was 185, but okay.
I feel like it was more than
No, it was
that.
185 because I've never.
Anyway, it was out of your imagination, I feel like. But he was like, toss this on really quickly. He was like, spot. And I can't. I'm not spotting anything. So he was like, spot this really quickly. Drops down. He's like, nope. Immediately. So we had to tip the thing over for like the weights to fall off. And the poor staffer came over. Was like, you guys good? I just got secondhand embarrassment. Well, first-hand embarrassment because I was a part of it. So
This was okay,
You didn't
but
put the things on, so like if that happened, like the things on the bottom. So if you like,
no, this is where like the actual benches are
Oh,
by
okay.
the hip thrust machines and stuff like that.
yeah.
And this is also keep in mind, this is also when I started lifting pretty like intensely for the first time, and like this is during COVID. So then the gym that I was working out at before, they had like 2 benches, and like I could never get them because everyone was hogging them. So I just like gave up on benching on the barbells. So then I was using the Smith machine, and my dumbass was like, they're pretty much the same, besides the fact, they're 20 pounds less. So like my max on like the Smith machine was like 245, maybe 235, I think. So I thought, 185 should be a walk in the park. Yeah, I dropped that bitch on my chest real hard. It went like this. It went, and then I was like, Cole, and he lifted it up, but he couldn't lift it up. So I'm like,
in any form that involves the gym yelling Cole, you're dying. I'm not going to be able to save you. I promise you that.
But that's how I knew at that moment. I was like, I'm never asking Cole for a spot ever again.
Oh my god.
Well, don't shoot me. That was your fault completely.
Okay, I say it was
You're
my
the
fault
one that took
because
him.
you spotted me like a lot of times before, like after that, and it was perfectly fine.
Yeah. But yeah, tossing 180 as soon as we get there.
No,
He
it
didn't
was
even fill up his water
135
bottle.
and then 185, and then after that, I was stupid. So
And then I died.
no, pretty much. And then we immediately left the gym after that because I was very embarrassed.
Said, and we're done. How about cookout?
Luckily, I didn't go to the school during that time, so no one knew like who I was. And then I came back actually strong, and I could actually.
Could you imagine, like, months later when you're actually enrolled in the school, someone's like, hey, it's that guy. And you're like, oh, shit, I can't come here anymore.
You're literally about to graduate and someone just walks over and looks at you funny. You're like, what is happening? They're like, ain't you the guy that...
No, I just get to walk by and someone whispers, I remember. I know. And I'm just like...
As you're about to walk up to get to the diploma, you just completely, like, miss it.
Yeah, I'm just like... I just look at him in, like, shock, and I'm like...
The chancellor looks at you, shakes your hand, and goes, I remember.
I was at the squat rack that day.
I was giving tours and people and saw your embarrassment.
You imagine? So this is you. Oh my god. That'd be hilarious. Anyway, before we get started, 2 things. First of all, go Chiefs because they won the Super Bowl last night. I don't know
We
if you
gotta
guys-
go.
We had a conversation about
We have
that.
to go.
Are you guys Eagles fans?
Yes.
I thought you said you weren't.
Not an Eagles fan, but I'm sure as shit not a Patrick Mahomes fan.
But you said you were rooting for the Chiefs earlier today.
No.
Yeah, you said. You
Incorrect.
said that.
Pardon?
Yeah, you
Wrong.
did.
Wrong.
I
will
swear you're
fight you
capping.
tooth and nail on
I
this.
swear you capping because you said we were talking about the what was it, the pass with the helmet and like how that wasn't a complete pass.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, that was a complete pass.
Yeah.
But the other one wasn't a complete pass. But even though it was BS, it was when the Chiefs.
It was the
Eagles-
fumble, not fumble. Or
Yeah,
he caught
fumble,
it.
not
Did you guys
fumble.
watch
Was
the
the
whole
one
you were
game?
talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we were talking about the other one where wasn't it what interception? No. The other one with the Eagles when they caught it and it wasn't a complete pass because
That's literally what I just talked about.
it wasn't the fumble, not fumble. It was the helmet call.
You talking about the one that bounced off of his helmet
Yeah.
before he regained possession and
That one.
he didn't get 2 feet down.
Yeah,
but
that
then
one.
they fucking
Play-by-play,
they
Craig.
started
Talk to us.
they started the next play so fast that they couldn't get a flag out in time. And
And
then
then
the
they-
Chiefs were like, "What the hell is happening?"
And then they challenged it the next play.
yeah, they challenged it because they were like, "We didn't have time to get our subs out," and then the refs were like, I don't care." And
Yep.
now watch me call this holding.
Oh yeah, watch this.
Open sesame.
So, wait, so why are you an Eagles fan? Are you from Philly or something?
No, I have family that's.
Oh,
How do they feel about the loss?
Philly's on fire right now.
They've been burned the whole city down. I mean, I'm sure they were like disappointed, but like, yeah,
I would be too if I lost to Patrick Mahomes.
dude, he's horrible.
You're a huge Patrick Mahomes hater.
The entire.
You know what's funny? You have the opposite over here.
I'm a huge Mahomes
Yeah.
fan.
If there is one Patrick Mahomes hater left on this earth, it will be me.
Why though?
Why?
Why do you hate
I'm
him?
curious
I think his
to hear.
haircut's stupid
That's it.
and he's ugly.
I kept my the way I described him last night. I looked over at one of my friends and I went, "He looks like a pube. Like if a pube came to life, it would be him."
That's funny.
That's just
See, like
wrong.
he looks at him though for like statistics and like his achievements. Like he has 2 Super Bowls before the age of 28, right? Because he's 27 right now. Like he has
Old,
2 Super Bowl titles.
Craig like, I don't care.
He's still ugly.
Not my pitiful Giants. I don't care.
He's such a nice guy. So you only don't like him because he's ugly?
Yeah.
Then why do you talk to me?
You're
Boy,
not
I'm kidding. Hold on,
You're
no.
not. You're not
Boy.
a Chiefs
Before
quarterback.
before we get the episode started, I'll duke you on myself so nobody else can. So everybody leave me alone after this.
Boy, look at you, bro.
I did. That's why I made that joke. That was good. Okay.
I can never say that about a man wearing a Forky shirt.
True. That's true.
Forky's so good.
Exactly.
Well, we just talked about it. He called himself trash. So basically, in a way, I just did, but whatever. I was kidding, by the way. I don't actually think I'm ugly, so just for the sake of the joke. But go Chiefs. Screw y'all. That's why you're on this couch and Thomas are secluded from each other. But
All right.
that, and when this episode comes out, it will be Valentine's Day. So again,
Wow,
Happy Valentine's
how
Day, and fuck y'all for
Actually-
being in love.
yeah.
fitting. My fault, bro.
That's okay.
Technically, you guys are kind of to blame.
Yeah, y'all are accomplices in this.
Yeah.
Suffering from success, Thomas.
Do you remember? You know, we're just the coaches. We're never players.
Okay, moving past it. I don't want to
Damn.
get down that road right now. That
Tough-
comes for your
tough
subject,
crowd.
Thomas, not mine. Because I don't think I've mentioned this yet, but we have 2 topics today. I mentioned it to you guys, but not for the actual podcast.
But you did tell them? When did you tell them?
When you were in the bathroom or something, when you were in your room.
That he has a topic and you have a topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a topic.
I knew it. It's so like I love you, but it's just so frustrating because he's like, so what's the topic? And I'm like, help. Do you want to suggest something?
Help me.
Because the setup, the editing, the coming up with the topic and everything and uploading it, that's all me. And Tom's like, so what's the topic, huh? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of it right now.
Okay,
He's like,
I hold my end of the bargain of paying the RSS. That's
I don't know
expensive,
what that
okay?
means.
it's like 10 a month.
Either.
Yeah.
10 a month, and then I'm just...
I could get a whole cookout tray with that.
Breaking up in front of us.
Huh?
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 Yeah, coming off of their good relationship and talking about, you know what, you don't appreciate me. It's nothing you should.
And you just hear Craig, stop fighting, dads.
Mom and dad are fighting.
Mom and dad are fighting.
That's what Gracie says all the time.
Oh, speaking of Gracie, thank you for reminding me. I got to meet her too. Very nice, very
yeah.
lovely.
This past
Where,
weekend.
where does she rank in your top 4?
Huh? Who have I met now, actually? So I've met, well, I know you now, obviously. This is
Wow.
solely for the team, which is why
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not going to say
no,
it.
you're good.
Well, Thomas is by default. He might have dropped a couple places, but I know you now.
That's
I know
crazy.
Cam.
where you
I know
sleep, just so you know.
Allie. I know.
Gracie.
I've met Gracie. So there's a difference between knowing somebody and having met somebody. I've met Gracie.
You met Michaela.
I've met Michaela.
Did you meet Ava?
No.
Sierra?
I've been in her presence. I don't know if that sounds weird or not, but
All right.
I've been in the same room as Ava. She's not on the team anymore, but I met Kayla. I really like Kayla. She's cool.
Kayla's quite nice.
Yeah.
Freaking love her.
I think that's
she just
it.
makes fun of me all the time. But
Oh, no. What am I thinking? Caitlin
Mm.
and kind of Naya. We haven't like introduced each other.
you know Caitlin though, because she went to Joe's with us.
Yeah, Caitlin's cool. I love Caitlin. Oh, that's a lot. I'm not gonna rank that, but wait, who are we talking about? Why did I start
Gracie.
listening?
Yeah, you said
Oh,
something
Gracie.
about Gracie.
I mean, she laughed at my joke, so she's probably top 5 right now.
Oh,
I have
my.
to say.
Absolutely.
That's all it takes.
Love
That's all
it
my
takes.
life.
Immediate friend right there. I make a bad joke and they still laugh at it. Okay,
Man, so
I didn't
where-
like the
where-
silence that
Where
it
am I? Where am I ranked on that then?
Huh?
No,
Where am I
joke.
ranked on that then? Because I laugh at your jokes all the time, even if they are bad.
Yeah, but coming off the mini fight that we just had, Craig and Cam and Allie probably just went up a spot. You just
W.
moved down a little.
That's fair. You know what? they deserve it more than
If
me.
I made it on here a second time, I'm hoping I'm at least not last.
You're top 3 at least.
W.
I wouldn't even know who would be last.
I like how we're also all debating my list of like
really,
who I enjoy on the
really
cheer
makes you
team.
question because I'm assuming me and Thomas are in top 3. So then Allie, Cam, and Gracie can fight for the 3rd spot.
Well,
I know his third spot. I know who.
I mean,
who's their
I'm
spot.
pretty sure we both know.
Who do you think?
Hey,
Say it up there. Ready?
No. My life just it's like the thing that I showed you. You've never been called that before in person. He goes, you ready? You know that video? Yeah.
It's
You ready?
so bad.
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, shout out Gracie. Well, you said Gracie like actively listens to these episodes, right? For the most part.
You know what's funny? So I actually talked to her today about it because I actually don't remember what I was talking about, but we just got on the topic of the podcast. She like somewhat active. She listened to the first one. She listened to Letting Go. She listened to yours.
Hell
The
yeah.
best.
And then she listened to
Letting Go solos any episode ever.
I'm saying, bro. That's why it's our title video.
Yeah, so she's listened to like a few, but she hasn't listened to the ones recently. But that's also just because she's very busy. She
Well,
doesn't
if-
listen to podcasts that much anyway. So
If she won't, because you're gonna promote the hell of it again, I hope.
Oh, yeah.
then tell her to watch this one because
she'll probably listen to it because you're on it again
probably
too.
watch this one.
I
would hope.
adore Gracie. She's my favorite.
Yeah, you guys are y'all had like your own little like community. I
They have
feel
a
like
little
that
book
night.
club.
We have a book club.
Wait,
We talked-
actually?
we talked about a specific book for like 30 minutes. It
Oh.
was my favorite.
What book?
It Ends With Us. By
What's it
Colleen
about?
Hoover.
He knows it.
I know those books way too well.
Me.
It's so good.
I've never read them. I just hear all the
You
time.
cried reading a book?
I cried at the end, yeah.
I fall
That's
asleep
so
to books.
interesting. I cry because I have to read a book. That's the
I
difference.
fall asleep to books.
It was
She's
so
like, it was so
good.
beautiful.
I was literally texting Gracie as I was reading it because that was the book she read in like a day and like had to like take time afterwards. And I was like, it won't be that bad. And I finished it at work and I was like, I can't have a breakdown. I can't have a breakdown right now. I have to be here for another 5 hours.
Well, it's funny because like her and Gracie got like along really well because she text you to download like Heyday and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and you
Yeah.
you were telling her you were telling
At Disney.
She goes, download Heyday. I go, done. It's on.
It was literally as we were going
It's on
into the.
my screen just to mess with
It was
him.
as we were going to the after party at Hollywood Studios.
Oh yeah, I remember because on the bus, right?
That. No. It was while we were walking there, but like
no, I thought it was on the bus. I thought you
don't
texted her
think
and then Gracie called you actually. No.
I don't.
Gracie
it was
Snapchatted you.
Yes.
You opened the Snapchat before answering his call.
Yes.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Because
God.
I opened the Snapchat, he texts me and he goes, Don't
download Heyday.
listen to Gracie, and I go, too late. And then I get another text that goes, do you know how to play poker? And I was like,
Oh yeah, because I was also talking about poker. Yeah.
And then you called me and he goes, what do you mean too late? And I was like, I already downloaded it. I re-downloaded it because I had it on my phone. And it's still currently on my phone. And I do know how to play poker.
Sorry.
You a Heyday player over there?
I don't even know what Heyday is.
What's a Heyday?
It's like it's like cock for women though.
Okay.
Sorry,
All right,
Clash of
thanks.
Clans
All
for
right.
it's like
let's dial it back.
Wait, for women?
basically because like that's a lot of women play. At least I know.
Oh, is it that like farm thing or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yeah.
Okay, I've
You have
heard
like
of it.
chickens and cows.
It's
and
fucked up
pigs.
It's like the
Farmville.
equivalent for
And
men because
farming.
like basically all men I know have Clash of Clans, and then all women I know basically have.
You have Heyday. Don't.
You have the monkey game.
Oh, don't you dare talk shit on balloons.
You have balloons.
Yes.
Balloons-
That's a good
wait,
game.
Tower
It's a
defense?
banger game.
Yeah, that's a good game.
It's-
What you mean?
Go on.
I'm not
Go
gang-
on.
I'm not
Go on,
ganging
fight
on it.
the
I'm just
horse.
saying.
That's a good
Okay.
game. What you mean?
See?
No, I just
So-
yeah, because
so incredibly
I have
based.
not met one man that says they don't have Clash of Clans or Clash Royale. It's one or the other most of the time.
Or both.
Not
I'll
one
give it
man.
that
I've met a
one.
couple boys that don't have it. But all the men have Clash.
Yeah, I've never met a single man that says like, "Oh, I don't have Clash of Clans." I'm like, every time I meet them, I don't even ask them if they have Clash. I just ask what town hall. They're like 14, and I'm like, "All right, man."
That's how you become friends nowadays.
That's Thomas's
Town-
measurement of man.
That's like
What
the
town hall are you?
the SpongeBob thing. It's like when he's talking about the stars, 74. It's like the town hall thing. Anyway, oh my god, we still haven't gotten to our topic yet, but that's
Yep.
Well, you can
what
start.
topic?
You can go
That's
first.
a-
derailed before
So
we
sorry.
even railed.
before we
Wait.
start, I was gonna ask you a question because just kind of what we were talking about. So, like, how much have you been around like the team now? Because like I'm sure you've talked about it, Craig. Look me in the eye, damn it. I'm sure you've talked about her. But
Yeah.
now that you know,
I don't know. I haven't been around him that much.
or
I
is it
mean,
just
like,
Gracie that has received most
like,
of your time?
Gracie mainly is like the only one. Like parties and stuff. Like your birthday was like the second party I'd been to with cheer people because the first one was Liv's and we weren't even
Oh
dating. by that
yeah. I
point.
remember that.
We had gone to like a little like kickback at Sierra's where you also that was the first time that you met Naya.
that's right.
Oh wait, no. That was the second time you had met Naya and you met Grace that night and Caitlin.
Yes, I had met them.
And then Sierra and her girlfriend that I threatened to beat the shit out of. Love Hannah. That was great.
I love Hannah.
Why would you threaten her?
To be fair, Sierra threatened to beat the shit out of me.
It's
so.
it's even.
Oh,
It's even. I did that. I
Gotcha.
did that on New Year's.
I see what you're saying.
I threatened.
Did you do
Hannah.
that to her at New Year's too?
Beat the shit out of her?
Hannah, yeah.
No, I didn't beat the shit out
No,
of
you
Hannah.
said you. No, I said you threatened
on
to
New
do it
Oh
on
yeah,
New Year's
yeah.
because I remember you.
in your room.
Yeah, I remember because you came up to me afterwards and you were like, "Yeah, I just threatened Hannah to beat the shit. I would beat the shit out of her," and then you proceed to throw up.
Yeah, that's about right.
That sounds correct.
Yeah.
Wait, why?
What do you mean?
I told her that was like the happiest I'd ever seen Sierra since meeting her. And
Yeah,
if she
so-
ruined that, I'd beat the shit out of her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
a
in a good
protective-
way.
like a protective.
Yeah,
kind
like a
of thing.
protective way.
Oh,
And then Sierra pulled Lucy aside at that kickback
And said the same thing,
said
probably.
things,
Yeah.
and then pulled me aside for no reason.
Yeah.
But whatever.
okay.
Don't know what I did.
Well, I didn't know there was a like civil war going on between some of you.
It's more like an insurance policy. If you
Yeah.
think about it.
Kenzie. Ken said that if Lucy ever did anything bad to me, that she'd beat the shit out of her.
I
Really?
Said, I said
Yeah.
promise. Promise.
Well, dang.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
That was funny.
Y'all got each
When did
other's
she say
backs.
that?
That's a good sign.
The whole cheer team.
Oh yeah.
If you break our heart, we're all gonna mug you. But
I'd be anyone.
Essentially.
Mugging is wild. I'll just slash their tires, honestly.
Only
Well-
do 3. Insurance won't cover it. If you do all 4, insurance covers it. So you gotta do 3.
3. Smart.
Why
You're
do you know
smart.
this?
Wait, how do you know this? Hold on.
I love her.
Lucy's seen some things. So.
She's done some things
Dealt
apparently.
with some people.
Well, I saw shades of that over the weekend because
What?
well, I can't really talk about this.
No. Go ahead.
Talk about me?
Yeah, because there were some people that were talking about another person.
Oh yeah.
And
I
they
know
were
what you're
like-
talking about.
Go on.
We'll kill you.
Spill
They were
the
just-
beans.
They
Oh,
didn't
no, we're
say
not
that. They said they were about to do. I'm like, I told them chill out, y'all. It's not that deep. Like,
Yeah. Well,
I'll tell y'all about it later.
Give me a pen and a paper. I'll just hold it up to you guys. Really
I'll write it down on a whiteboard.
Who knows ASL? I'll just communicate.
I got you.
Do you actually?
Yeah.
I don't know it. So now I look stupid.
Really?
He got so
I got to
excited.
start
I was
doing
like,
fucking
nope.
jutsus. Oh man.
What if I
I'm gonna
just-
go to
what if I just do some loser like, well, that's offensive. But
That's a
That-
slur,
that's a slur.
Cole. You can't say that.
my fault.
I'll follow OG.
Or was it like BS is like that or something?
Well, there's shit.
That shit.
What is that? Is that very fitting? Like you just.
Well, that am I wrong? Is that like bullshit? Or
I
something?
don't know what bullshit is.
Oh, I think that's.
YouTube goers are
Maybe, yeah.
mauling
See,
not
I've
being
been
able to
told.
see
I've
what's
been
happening.
told like lots of things because I.
Let me paint a picture for you. Real
Well, I've
quick.
been told like ASL curse languages and like apparently like a lot of them are wrong because apparently like this is hello, right?
I thought that meant F
Oh.
you.
No.
What is that?
No.
What does this mean?
Quite the opposite.
What does that mean?
I don't remember what it means, but I know it's not.
Fuck off.
Hello.
Well, so
Yeah.
okay, I was told this is like a bad thing.
Craig's like, that's my
But the thing
favorite.
is, I've also been told it's a good thing.
Well,
Oh,
there's-
this is hello, right?
No, that's thank you.
Oh, thank
yeah,
you,
thank
right?
you. Yeah, so it's a good one. But
This
you
does
just have
not
be
make
careful
sense to
how.
people that can't see this.
Well, this something.
I don't remember what this is, but it's
So I was right. It does mean something bad.
yeah, it means
Not-
something bad,
nothing
but I
good.
can't remember.
Yeah, and then something like this means like f you, like that.
Yeah.
That's from
I use
France,
this one.
right?
That's a universal ASL language everyone knows.
Well, then there's fuck, and it's this one because it looks like two people fucking like.
But
it's
that's
two
like an
Fs.
intimate way, like that, versus like.
Even in signals, it's so profound. Who thought of this stuff? I need a name.
I don't know.
I want to speak to the CEO of Deaf.
Yeah.
Or wait.
Wait,
yeah,
what'd you say?
yeah.
Oh wait,
Would
yo.
you just side to
What?
them? You can.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, Tom and I were both like, well, that's awkward because that can't
Well.
really happen. But anyway, let's get past that really quick. I love that he didn't realize what he'd said.
How did I realize that first?
Bro, wait, this is like my Trail of Tears joke.
Whoa.
Okay, you have to bring that up. You did not need to bring that up.
Well, no, I did. I told you. Did I tell you that story?
I was there for it.
We're gonna every week we're gonna try a new record. We're 24 minutes in, so I'm got to.
Fantastic.
Before the topic
Welcome to our
starts.
topic, ASL. No.
We cracked the code.
No, you don't know this story. I think I told Thomas, but I had my AirPods in. I was sitting in class, listening to music or something, and my buddy, what? Oh.
No,
My
don't mind
buddy,
me.
I got what people say to me, where it's like y'all are just active listening. I'm like, what's so funny? Why are you-
Oh, that happened to you now.
But no, I was in class with my AirPods in, and I get a text from my buddy. It was like a text from Nick B. No shot. We don't know what the Trail of Tears is. And it was funny because Siri like said it to
Yeah.
me, and I was like, oh shit. So I texted him. I was like, I knew it
New
was
message.
bad.
You didn't tell me that.
Oh well.
I didn't know. I didn't know you made a comment about that joke.
Yeah, but it was just funny because Siri announced it to me, and I was in class, and I was just like,
Bro's just chilling. New message from Nick.
yeah.
No shot. We don't know what the Trail of Tears is.
That's literally how it went. But yeah,
all right.
I knew it was bad, and I still said it anyway. But it's
Our
okay.
topic, the Trail of Tears.
Episode 16.
Episode 16, the Trail
Why
of
America
Tears.
sucks.
All right, we should
Actually
get
getting
to
to
the
the
topic. I
topic.
was about to say.
Yeah, we got 2 of them.
I'm assuming you want me to do mine first because
Yeah,
you
you go
still have
first.
no
He
idea.
still has to figure his out.
Thomas still doesn't know how to formulate his yet. so
I
he's-
know my. Yeah, that's what the.
Well,
meaning
you
is.
had sad connotation to yours. Mine is actually kind of sweet.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Aw.
It's
It-
like going
It's
around
okay.
the
Am I wrong?
We'll enjoy both.
No.
It's just people
Kind of.
going around the table ordering. It's like, go to him last. He'll figure it out by then.
I'm still deciding what I want. What emotion I feel right now. Anyway.
Damn.
I'm
yeah.
dumb.
Correct. We'll save that towards the end. But anyway, so my theme.
Sorry. The I'm numb was great.
It's okay.
That's crazy.
It's true though, Thomas. He's not lying.
Depends on how you're feeling. I'm numb.
No.
Depends on how you're feeling. Nothing currently.
Just okay. Anyway, I can't.
All
go
right.
any
Again, we'll
deeper.
save that for the, we'll
So
save that for the
bad.
second half
We'll
of the
wait.
episode.
We'll come back to you.
Alright.
We'll come back around.
Yeah. we'll just
Come
like
back to your
Kraig said, we'll make our
come
way
back to your
around.
numbness.
Okay, so my theme for this week is language. And there's a couple different ways that this can go, which is why it's very broad, which is why
Sign language?
I.
ASL.
Yo, that's crazy.
ASL. That's wild.
Yeah, we're
Wow.
prophets.
So in a way, we pivoted without knowing that we were going to pivot.
Look at that.
So then you actually even have even more to talk about as it
Wow.
pertains to sign language.
Fantastic.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Thomas, I'm sick of your.
You know what?
We don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Again, the
I just
people,
know
the
that.
people on YouTube are like, damn it, I don't know what they're. Okay.
People on Spotify too.
But so firstly, I guess what we can talk about with language is it's actually funny because Thomas has subtly been teaching me Vietnamese
Oh
recently.
yeah, that's true.
Just
Because-
sliding in a random Vietnamese word in conversation. You're like, what was that?
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, it's crap. This happens a lot. I'll just have so much going on, and then somebody will talk, and I just completely lose it. No, it's because it goes back to because I've known Thomas for a while. His mom, like, I say only, not really only, talks to you in Vietnamese on the phone.
Like 70, 80%.
But it's because like you've told me, there's just certain phrases that she just doesn't know in English, so it makes sense. My favorite all-time story, I guess we can start it off with this because I hope you know where I'm going.
I think I
with
know
this.
the story.
I can't really make the joke on the podcast though because it's gonna sound like very bad.
Just don't make the joke.
Okay,
Just tell the story.
No, I'm still gonna make the joke,
Oh, we're brave today.
but I'm gonna preface it. Oh wait, no, I can't.
I think this might
Do
make
you know
it
where
sound
I'm going
worse.
with this?
Are you a racist?
Let me just go get the hat for you.
Okay,
Go ahead,
You
cultural
have to help me out
appropriator.
here then.
I'll help you. I think if it's the same
Think of a
story-
sentence in Vietnamese. It could just say something completely random, but as long as it's Vietnamese.
Chào em.
No, not right now.
Oh.
Like a
You-
sentence, not like
You
a
gotta,
word
you
or
gotta
two.
give him direct directions here.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, Thomas's mom called him on the phone. We were in the car. I remember this like vividly because it made me laugh so hard. We were in the car. Thomas picked up and he was like, "Hello," or what? I don't know. You're like, "What? What do you want?" Is how you talk to your
No,
mom on the
I
phone.
say hello. What's
What you
up?
want?
Yeah. But then his mom said,
Chào em. Đói bụng mom.
yeah, something in Vietnamese, which is why I couldn't make the joke. Because if I tried to say something in Vietnamese, it would have been racist. So that's why I didn't make the joke.
Good.
But it was just an entire phone conversation like that. Like I just heard Vietnamese.
Well, I guess let me be more, accurate. Because she said more like ăn giỏi không ạ? Muốn đồ ăn không? Stuff like that.
Yeah. So I heard that for like 5
sure.
minutes. Yeah. What? Okay. I heard. I heard that for like 5 minutes, and I was like, dude, it's always so funny to me that like whenever you pick up the phone with your mom, I can just never understand what you're saying. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean, what am I talking about? She's just speaking Vietnamese. And he goes, she just asked me if I wanted a sandwich when I got home in English. And I said, no, she didn't.
Well, no.
I said, you're bullshitting right now.
The
She did not say-
conversation kind of went that way. You left one part out, kind of. You asked me if my mom was mad at me. You were like, is your mom mad at you? And I said, what? No, she just asked me if I wanted a sandwich in English. And you were like, what? You were like, no shot. You just like, that's what she's asked. I said, bro, like generally she asked me that.
Apparently at some point in that conversation, she was like, what kind of cheese do you want? And do you want turkey on it or something?
Yeah, she was like, do you want, I'll give you that she says some English words really weird because instead of saying mayonnaise, she says maginee.
This is all like McDonald's and Walmart.
Yeah, like she says like Walmart instead of Walmart.
Well, anyway, she spoke in English apparently, and me, I was just like,
It went right over your head.
yeah, I was just like, oh, dude, that's so cool. And you're like, what's cool? She asked me if I wanted a sandwich. I was like, yeah, that's cool. I guess. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, coming from that story, I guess, just for whatever reason recently, like Thomas and I have just been speaking Vietnamese
Well,
to
yeah,
each other.
I've been just teaching him Vietnamese just because like, because it's funny because I don't teach him like formal Vietnamese. I teach him like slang and like more specifically like cursing slang recently.
Oh, of course.
So like
That's
so
how you
like
have to start learning Vietnamese. and
yeah.
go
So
from
like
there.
I teach him because I say some of those things and like it's kind of boring when you say it by yourself and no one understands it. But now that I say it to him, he knows what I'm saying, and then he says some things back, but like he knows what it means, but he knows it's like not the right way to say it. And this is the one thing you say. He says all the time. Like if I make fun of him or something, he says, "You know what? Go di tap." And I'm like, what? Because that means go to the gym or like go work out. So he just says, you know what, di tap. And I'm like, bro, that doesn't make any sense in the
I
context
don't
of
know
what we're
why,
talking
but
about.
Deep Dap is just so like funny to me. Like the pronunciation just sounds so funny. So Thomas will say something to me, either in English or Vietnamese. It's like, you know, it's kind of like go F yourself for me. It's like, you know what, just go to the gym right now.
You know what, go gym.
In a way, that could be like, I don't want to see you right now. Go to the gym. It's like,
Yeah, I'm just sitting here like, what? We just came off the conversation of eating food. What are you talking about?
You know what?
Yeah.
Go to the gym.
So, Deep Dap
Yeah.
Thomas. But yeah, so I've been subtly learning, I guess, Vietnamese slang and cuss words recently,
No,
which is
fantastic.
pretty cool. But so that's our aspect of learning. And then again, because this has made its way into the podcast like 7 times, I was watching a Soul clip again today, the movie Soul, and it's the scene with his dad where he just kind of have you guys seen the movie?
The Pixar movie?
Yeah.
Yes, I love that movie.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember? It was like in the middle, What?
Have you actually seen it, or are you lying?
Guys, I don't want her to know that I haven't seen this movie.
Okay, Lucy, I'll look at you when I say this.
either.
It was. Oh wait, that's right. So actually, Lucy,
This
because
is
nobody
just
else has
the
seen it.
conversation
Wow,
between me and
this
Bro
is really
said
fun.
nobody else, like the room's filled with people.
Yep.
50% of the room hasn't seen it.
Your name just got removed from the title of the video. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn.
My name's never been on the title, so.
You've been removed from the
Bro,
bio.
what the hell? What? Okay, whatever. You're not a. Okay.
Anyway.
What if I
Yeah.
want to
So it was like in the middle, towards like the end, maybe, where he brought the stuff that. What was the name of the little soul that he was helping? It was like a number or whatever.
Oh,
74.
yeah.
But
I don't remember.
he like
the
brought
number.
the pizza and all the stuff. He
Yeah.
like put on the piano. He just started playing, and then he had the flashbacks of his dad and everything.
Yeah.
And one of the flashbacks, he was like writing like music out on the chalkboard and everything, and that kind of made me think of language for whatever reason, because music.
25.
Huh?
What? Nothing.
Music. Stop. Music is its own language itself, but to actually like write it out, because kind of similar with you for like Vietnamese, so like you know how to speak it, but you can't write it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which I feel like that, because obviously we grew up speaking English and everything. To us now, that's just like you know at the back of your hand. But to know how to like speak a language, I feel like is probably a lot easier than knowing how to actually like write out the language. Which
I mean, that's the same way as like when we were learning Spanish. Like we know how to like speak sentences and stuff like that. Granted, it might not be the best way to say it, but then we were like write it out in grammar. Like you took Spanish, what, 4? Up to 4 or 3?
well, yeah, but Spanish is a little bit easier because they use like English letters. And
Yeah.
for the most part, you can kind of like sound
Vietnamese
it
is the
out,
same
I
way.
guess. Well,
I
but
told you about that.
well, but I have to be so careful. It's more like symbols, not
No?
symbols, but
Talk about Vietnamese or Spanish?
no, just. I'm just gonna stop talking because whatever I say is just gonna be taken the wrong way. But
Go on.
you know what I mean. We were
Yes,
talking about.
I know what you mean. You talk about Asian
It's-
languages.
Yeah, but to you guys, it's a letter, but like to somebody that doesn't know the language, it's not a letter. You know what I mean?
No, there's like an actual A with like a dot above it.
Okay.
I've showed you it before, haven't I?
We're just gonna move.
You're gonna
past-
get eaten alive no matter what you say.
Yeah, it's fine. We're just gonna move past the subject. But
I know, just
seeing-
saying, like most Asian languages are like that, like Korean, Chinese,
Yeah.
Mandarin. They're
To
all
me,
like,
okay, because you could look at it and be like, that's A, but to me, I'm like, that's not an A.
That's fair.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. And then I got persecuted, but that's okay.
And then I got put on trial.
Yeah.
You're exiled.
But yeah,
What's
so
the fell?
like just
And then I was
seeing
beheaded.
one of the rules you were telling us about.
Yeah, it's one of the rules.
Step out of line, you lose your. But yeah, he was just writing out the music notes and everything, and that I guess just kind of sparked the whole language topic for me. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, so Vietnamese was kind of something that we've been talking about, I guess, for the past like couple weeks or something like that, which I thought was pretty cool. And I guess now coming off of the sign language conversation, so like, did you just learn that for fun, or like were you required to learn that for something?
My aunt is deaf.
Oh.
So-
that's cool.
I've known it since I was little. Like when I was born, I signed before I could talk.
What? That's
yeah.
wild.
They do that for a lot of kids, like more and thank you, please. Like
Yes.
I knew stuff like that before I even could talk. And
Yeah.
I have my own name sign and everything. Like
Do it.
It's this because my aunt made it for me. So the sign for cute is this, 'cause with a C, and so she took an L and it's Lucy. I have the best.
That's
name sign.
actually adorable.
That's literally adorable.
And he said a slur.
Yeah.
I have the best one out of my siblings because I don't want to hit the mic when I do this, but my sister Molly is crazy. So Molly.
That's
And
funny.
then Nina is loud, so it's an N. It's Nina because she was
Oh,
always
okay.
very
Oh,
loud.
like when you're referring to, or when
yeah,
you
like
guys
if
are referring.
you sign like, so if I were to like introduce myself to someone, obviously before I would like spell my name, and then you can just be like, Lucy kind
Yeah.
of thing. But you
Like a nickname type of style.
yeah, like
Okay.
it's and then in middle school, like elementary middle school, one of the schools I went to, sign language was like a class, and we like learned it. So like I know the alphabet, I know numbers, like a couple of
Just look at me. Don't look at me.
I was trying to spell
Yeah.
cookout. I used to know how to spell cookout.
I used to-
Cookout.
I used to know how to spell cookout ASL.
That was your first thought?
Yeah.
cookout.
Because do you remember? Because Maria knows ASL, and she taught me how to spell it.
Well, Maria, like, so are you like fluent in it?
I mean, I can.
Like, could you translate for somebody if it was required or
Oh
something?
no, absolutely! It
Oh.
would just be me spelling the entire time.
One
Because I don't
second, this is
know,
gonna take a while.
like, because
Give me a minute.
a lot of like the actual signs I don't know. Very basic, like dog, cat. I don't even know what I know anymore. So that's so close.
That's a
but
shadow
not
puppet.
even- but like I can spell things, but a lot of like the actual signs I need to like refresh. But one of our friends, she knows it, and she'll sign to me like when she doesn't want other people. It's Annabelle.
Yeah, I
She
figured.
doesn't like. We've literally had conversations with each other when she's like mad at someone like at the table.
Dude, that's so cool.
So she'll talk to me, and I'm like, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I'm mad at you, Craig.
someone.
Could you
Yeah.
imagine you look over and Lucy's just like to somebody else? Like, what? What are you saying?
So you know I'm mad at you. I just start signing to Cole.
Craig, you better watch out now, my boy.
I
You just see
wish.
that?
I wish I like actually went out of my way to learn sign language.
Dude, I feel like that's such a cool language because, I can't tell you this, or I can't say it because you're gonna. Actually,
I'm seeing a
just gonna.
recurring theme of this today.
I'll tell you guys later. He can't know
Okay.
for a very specific reason. But
Okay.
I've seen it recently.
What can I
You
know?
can't know.
Well, I can
Get
tell
fucked.
you. But I wonder what the extent of Maria's ASL is because she had to learn it for like the organization. But like you just said, you grew up with it, so you
Yeah.
probably like that's not a shot at Maria, but I'm sure you know a lot more. But that's cool though, because like so to your family that means Lucy, but like
Yeah.
to somebody else, what did you say it means? Cute.
Yeah, cute. If you put your hand in like a C and do it, it's cute.
So if you do that, does
Yes.
that mean anything?
No,
Like-
they're not gonna know. They're gonna
Oh.
think I'm probably crazy.
That's really cool, actually.
They're gonna look at you and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Like, that's not how you sign that.
You know what? Up yours, buddy.
There he goes again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that-
let me just switch it up. I don't know that one. I don't know what that means.
Let me
It's
switch it
gotta
up.
be something. What?
What are you doing over there? Oh.
Sorry, this is the universal one. Oh, my chest. Oh.
See, you hurt
Universal
Well, this
sign
is-
for straight jacket.
Yeah, that's what it was. I'm glad you got that.
That means crazy.
That means out of
I'm
your
glad
fucking
you got
mind.
That's terrible. Wait, is that actually what you were doing?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I said I'm glad
I
you
speak
got
fluent Thomas.
Yeah.
pretty much.
That's what language he speaks.
Thomas.
Yes.
It is a very specific language because you will say some stuff and I'm like, okay, come on. Somebody's like, what did he just say?
Yeah, me day.
It's like when like you have like a toddler and they're talking and no one else can understand them, but you can.
I joke with my sister about that all the time because my nieces would just be like, blah,
Are
blah,
you
blah,
comparing
blah.
me to a toddler?
No,
Pretty much,
Is that
yeah.
what I'm is that
No.
what I'm hearing?
Essentially, you're inferior in every way. Is what
And
we're trying
not
to say.
fully a toddler.
Me.
Fully.
Me too.
Ah, I like the way you phrase it.
It felt like we were toddlers communicating at the gym because both of us would have our headphones on. But like when we went to lat pull downs, he would just look at me and was just like,
Yeah, I said
He-
this because I don't want like I've been trying to thing where like I'm trying not to speak as much because I need to get through these workouts and I would get tired. So I just do 4 sets of 12.
yeah. He was just like, number. I was like, got it.
Copy that. Well, that's another aspect too. So like gym, they have their own language.
Yeah, so like
Oh.
I was about to say the same thing because the gym, like whenever you walk around, like I don't know any of these people. Like I know 4 or 5 people at the gym. I don't know their names. I generally don't know their names. Like,
So-
and I see them all the time, and we're like, "Hey, how's it going? What are you hitting today?" Stuff like that. But it's also kind of like a universal language. Like whenever you go up to a machine, if you see someone like buy it but they're not on it, you just point to it. And if they say no, this means like oh, they're not using it. This means like they're using it, whatever. I just say if I'm looking at someone and they're at this machine, they just know I'm asking how many sets they are and stuff like that. Which is so weird because like it's kind of like an unspoken language. Like no one really learns it or like teaches it. It's just something you pick up.
No one really
Yeah.
wants to talk to each other.
Yeah, pretty much. Like if you see with my headphones and my sweatshirt on and hood up,
Oh God,
I mean that's how I work out every time now.
Every time?
Every time now.
Thomas.
So, yeah, ask him.
Shit's crazy.
Every time.
Every time. Recently. I'll say recently every time.
Ever since the numbing.
No, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Like I
yeah.
said, the chest and back pump was my hug.
Oh, I'm so good.
Okay. Yeah. So like God, I'm good at picking topics. Come on now. When you yell at me, it really like pushes me to my best because you're like, pick a topic.
Just slap him next time.
Let's go. You got it. 12 more.
It's like
12 more. 12 more.
I don't know why, but it was like the whole Charlie D'Amelio joke. It's like no. It's like Charlie's parents when the rent is due. They're like, dance. That's like us. Like Thomas, we need a topic ASAP. Yeah. So like, there's gym language, and then because I had the same thing with my nieces. So like, my sister taught them like more
Yeah.
everything. So like, they would actually do that. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. But they would also say like blah blah blah, and she's like, oh, fine, we'll go get some juice. I'm like, there's no way you just said juice.
Oh yeah, no, my sister, she would make up words, and we just like had to learn what they meant. I was telling him about this. She still does
Shit
this
is
to this day.
ridiculous.
Like she'll make up like it sounds like it should be a word, and I'm like that's for sure not a word. And we've had arguments about. She's like, no, that's for sure a word, and I was like, you're making it up. Look it up in the dictionary.
How old is she?
She's 16 years old.
You're
thought
making
you
it
were
up
about to
and now trying to
I
gaslight
thought
me
you were
into
about to
thinking
say
it's
like.
real.
I thought you were about to say like 4 or 5.
No, okay, so when she was like 2, 3, she made up a word for like when she wanted something open, and it was epilock. So she would just hand you something. That was his reaction. He goes, hmm? I was gonna try and like text him this story, and I was like,
Epilacovore. I don't know.
It's a spell.
all right, Hogwarts, chill it out,
That
bro.
does kind of sound like Alohomoro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Epilacovore.
yes.
That's funny.
But she'd like scream that at you, like holding something. So you take. Eventually, you figure it out. So you're like, oh, okay. But anyone else who came over, they're like, that's not a word, and we're like, well, it's a word to
Did
her.
she just have a stroke? That's whack. Wait, no, never mind. Don't look at me like that. You look at me like, don't make those jokes. But I already did.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry.
No, I mean-
Again, eye contact here. Don't look at him. But yeah, no, that's kind of crazy because like my
Yeah.
nieces do that all the time, and I give my sister such a hard time for it because I'm like, there's no way that was English.
Yeah.
And then you have language. Tell us about it.
Yes.
I love doing that with
Yeah.
people.
Tell
Like,
us about your
I speak
language.
English.
Yeah, me
That's all I
too.
got for you.
all right, thank you, Craig.
You're welcome.
Man.
I'd randomly like thought of a story while you were talking about your
Please.
sister. please, bro.
I thrive on.
But I don't know. I just sometimes I think about like words that it's one word but can mean multiple things, and I
homophone.
thought about when I was a kid, when I was still living in New York, and I call my grandpa Pop, and I was trying to explain to my mom that this child is trying to explain to my mom that I wanted the Corn Pop cereal from the top shelf.
Oh.
So I'm there and I'm looking at her and I'm pointing, I'm going, Pops. And she's like, what? And I'm like, Pops. She's like, what the hell do you want the cornflakes for? Those aren't for you. No, Pops. And she's like, no, you're not having cornflakes. You just ate to the point where I literally look at her and I'm yellow. Pops. And she's like, oh, corn pops. And I'm like, this little kid just like, are you dead ass with me? Please.
As a kid, you
Please,
just
bro.
look at him like,
That's
really,
your mom.
really.
I love your
Well,
mom.
that's funny because
Pops.
She didn't know what you were trying to
You
say.
should, yeah. Next time you see her, just be like, Pops, and she's like, what?
Just like, she'll see me and be like, are you stroking out, bro? What the fuck is happening?
Pause. Okay.
No. No.
Well,
stroke that thing, cuz.
Oh, what the fuck?
have you not heard that at like basketball games? People have been saying that at basketball games. Have you not heard
You
that?
sound fucking crazy.
You know what I'm talking
yes,
about.
I know what you're talking about. It's okay. We're not going to talk about that on the podcast.
Okay.
But okay, there is actually a language that's really funny, actually, which I was joking, was just saying, tell us about it, but you have no idea what we're talking about, or what I'm talking about, I guess. Your Twitter is really funny to
Oh,
me.
Christ.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Oh god.
Because
You've seen his
We
Twitter.
follow each other on Twitter. I forgot.
so two things. So the
Oh,
first one,
God.
kind of going on with what was Thomas saying earlier about his whole, he knows people at the gym but doesn't know their name. They just like interact with each other. The thing that you liked, and then I subsequently put it on my story, it was like the picture of the cookout, and it was guys, or like barbecue, and it's like guys. It was like guys could be here for 6 hours and never know each other's name or something. So you liked that tweet.
Sure.
I could tell by your face you totally remember that you liked that tweet.
Oh, just you
Um,
wait till you find out how good my memory is.
Oh, okay.
It's
My memory's just
horrible.
as bad, bro.
Is it
poor.
really?
It is poor.
God awful.
Oh, okay. Well,
Mine's
this
just as bad.
I believe you, though.
I believe me too. For the sake of the story, I believe me too. But no, so it's a lot of Destiny stuff, which isn't no, which isn't a bad thing. But for the purposes of the story, it's funny because I have friends that play Destiny, and like I've told them about it, and I would read them a tweet that you liked, and I'm like, this makes no sense to me. But it's talking about like a gun or like some event or something that to you probably makes complete sense, which I'm assuming it does.
I feel like I could like say terminology and it would sound like I'm actually just making shit
That's
up.
what I'm saying.
Like if
Yeah.
I just looked at you and I said Top Tree Dawn pre-Icarus Dash nerf with Beloved. That sounds like absolute
Okay,
fucking
but the thing is, me and
gibberish.
Cole has played Destiny, and we're
And
still
it still
confused.
makes no fucking
I
sense.
think I understood like one
Wait,
of the
say
words.
that again. Hold on.
Triple Top Tree Dawn pre-Icarus Dash nerf using Beloved.
Beloved is the gun, right?
Yeah.
Icarus is that the hold on. Is that the stage and the
No.
fuck, never mind.
See, but you speaking Pig Latin right now, that that kind of goes along with what I'm saying. So like video games specifically, because we have 3, 4. You play video games?
Does Animal Crossing count?
Does Halo count?
Yes.
See, he loves Animal Crossing.
Even better, man. I'm good at topics. God, because in Animal Crossing they have like people make a joke about that.
Fucking
But so-
walk up while I'm in debt talking about some.
why was that good too? Stop being good at impressions, Dan.
Stop being good at things.
Stop.
Yeah, Craig. God, I see why now. Perfect. But no,
Yes,
because
he got me with his impressions.
Boy,
She-
did you just hear that?
you did the Animal
she's
Crossing.
she's a fan of the Kronk.
You Okay. No, you did the Animal Crossing impression. Lucy's like, "Whew, it's getting hot in here." But no, they'll say stuff on the
deep
game too
breaths.
sometimes,
Yeah.
but it'll just literally be English because it'll just be one word. But yeah, in video games, pretty much every video game, there's stuff that means something. And for you specifically, to reel you into this conversation, Destiny is like the main thing because you'll see stuff and I'll read it and the English I know. And then it'll say something about Destiny, and I'm like, now I have no idea what they're talking about. And it's a lot, obviously, because like it's in my feed, so I'll see what you're talking about. But I tried to read to them some of the stuff because they don't. You said you're retired now. Clearly, you have a girlfriend, so you don't play it as much.
Which
but
I don't know what that means. He says that, and I'm like, you can continue to play video
Well, no,
games.
it was wild because the day
there's-
that y'all got together, you put out a tweet saying, "Man, I stopped playing Destiny. I get a girlfriend. Is this a sign?" And then you liked it because you showed it to me.
It was a good tweet.
Yeah, it was a good tweet.
That's
I
why I
was
like.
there when he tweeted it. I was like,
Yeah.
Leaning on
I mean,
us.
let's be real for a second. I stopped playing the dog shit game and everything got better. Come on.
That should be a sign of some games I should stop playing, probably.
no, I don't think so. Because I know how much he enjoyed the game, so I don't want it to be like, I have a girlfriend now, so I can't play this game. I was like,
you-
you're
No,
making
no.
sense.
That's not what it is. It is a
bad game.
It's a voluntary. I don't want to play this game.
Yeah,
anymore.
it's never.
That's
yeah.
why I'm having fun with my funny card game, my
Yes,
funny single player card
He's
game.
playing a card game.
Hearthstone?
So cool. No, it's called Inscription. It's not really a horror game, but it's like a single player just
Phasmophobia.
Huh?
Phasmophobia.
Nope, not Phasmophobia.
Doesn't have cards at all.
That's a ghost hunting game.
Yeah.
They have cards though. Isn't it like cards or?
Anyway, Craig, what were you saying? Again, just line of sight right here. you just say random stuff. This is your own like yeah. You and Lucy can talk about your topic
can
right
talk
now.
about
Keep talking about.
your
I'm
topic,
kidding.
Thomas.
Thank you for funding this, Thomas. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your $10.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
$10 that can go towards my cookout. Anyways.
Okay. But it's like I didn't stop playing that because I got a girlfriend. It was like, wow, I wasn't really
Funny coincidence.
I wasn't enjoying this. It was just taking up my ridiculous amount of time that I could just do whatever with.
I was gonna
And
say.
now it's like, wow, now I have better things to do with my time.
I was gonna say, could you imagine you start playing it again and you just get a text? Lucy's like, I'm just really not happy right now. Like, shit, you put the control.
Immediately, he just opens the game, and it's just whoosh.
You just hear the. It's not on Beyond Light anymore, right? Isn't something
Witch
else-
Queen.
That's right. You just hear like the Witch Queen music. And you just get a call from Lucy. You're like, oh shit.
I get the text, and the next thing you hear is. Oh,
That would be really funny. But yeah, no, I tried to read them. One of the tweets that you liked, and I think it was similar somewhat to Thomas and I, where there was one thing maybe that we could point out, and then the rest is just like, I have no idea.
Yeah, backtracking just a little bit. I
Okay.
do think it is really interesting how like no matter what
You locked
the
it,
game
fucker.
like really is, there's always like specific terminology. Like I guess sometimes it's like shared among different games.
Yeah.
Like if you're in like tactical shooters like CS:GO or like Valorant or something like that, and people say like cat, it's like catwalk. If you say CT, it's like the counter-terrorist spawn, whatever. But with Destiny, like
Me
there's
and
so
Cole had the same reaction to that phrase.
but with like Destiny, there's like certain things that I literally don't hear in any other community ever. Like if you're in PvP and someone says like he's abso, it's like what the fuck are they talking about? It's like absolute just one shot. Like,
Yeah.
and he's
I was
dead.
gonna say like one shot's a pretty.
Yeah.
But that's self-explanatory. Like I
Yeah.
feel like people could piece together what that
Yeah,
means.
one shot it makes sense, but I don't know who the hell made up abso.
Well,
'Cause that sounds like a spell.
I've heard a variation of that because like Optic Scump, who's actually now retired.
Retired COD player.
R.I.P. Man.
They
He's not dead.
say
He's just
He ain't
they,
retired.
his career R.I.P.
Yeah.
But they say in like comp and stuff, they say like absolute, which means like he's literally a bullet.
One shot.
Which I don't know why you don't just say one shot. But yeah, like Destiny and a lot of other games, I feel like you're right. Destiny itself is its own community. So I'm trying to think if like, because I play a lot of Overwatch. I'm trying to think. Do you know if Overwatch has any like specific?
I feel like majority of it just goes back to like specific abilities, really.
Probably.
Like no sleep or like they're purple.
Oh, like yeah, they're antied or something.
yeah.
People
I,
are
I never say anti anymore. I'm just like purpled.
oh, that's interesting. I say antied. See, you guys don't know what this means, which is cool.
Well, I mean, it's funny because there's also communities with single player games that have like language for it too. For example, I know I was like really into God of War. I still kind of am, but when 2018 the game, when I played that game, I looked into it because I wanted to see like what people's speed runs were, and like even like God of War like 1, 2, and 3. There was like a bunch of cheat codes and stuff like that. And like one of the things that they like always have to preference is like the game mode they play, the percentage they play, or like stuff like that, because they do that for like speed runs for like Mario and stuff like that all the time. And like I don't understand any things they say sometimes, because whenever they say GMGOW, what do you think that stands for?
Give me God of War.
Yeah, and that's just something. That's just that's a
Freaking nerd, you know that?
well, that's just a game mode. Like there's like different difficulties in like God of War. And Give Me God of War is the hardest one, so people put that in, or like 20%, or what is it, level 1 beginner. I mean, that's self-explanatory, but like they have like a bunch of things like that too for single player games, which is super interesting because you would think a single player game has languages that
Did you play God of War?
I played through the first one. I haven't played through Ragnarok.
Okay, cool.
I have a very small handful of single player games that I've actually finished.
He's
It's
playing.
It's not a very long list.
Thomas is playing Last of Us right now. I'm watching him play
Oh my
it.
god, I adore that fucking game.
really okay.
I adore that game so much.
He was telling me that like the story is so good that because I love God of War and like this story, and he says like you might have to pick between like which one's the best, or like it might rival against God of War.
The Last of Us is my favorite single player game I've ever played.
Dang.
Well,
I suck at
I
it.
think if you talk more about God of War and games like that, people are going to talk more about like combat and Kratos and Atreus' kind of like relationship with each other. Mm-hmm. But Last of Us, I think correct me if I'm wrong here, Craig, is like renownedly everybody's like one of the greatest stories ever,
Like
in video games.
The ratings ridiculous, and like however many years ago when it was probably at an E3 when they had first like announced that part 2 was like in development.
Yeah.
Literally all they did was play a clip of a guitar playing and a Firefly logo.
And they all knew.
And everyone knew what the fuck was happening. Like, and everyone already knew what the game was going to be, what was going on, and everyone started freaking out. And people that had no idea, like, hadn't played the first one, they just hear a guitar and they just see a Firefly and they're like, the fuck is happening?
I was gonna say, like, just based off of 5 chords, like the dun 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 dun, you would know, like, oh shit,
Yeah.
something cool's about to
Well,
happen.
that's what happened with me when Ragnarok, like their trailer came out. I knew so many things that were happening because, like, I knew about. Yeah, I don't have an example. Never mind. There's just like when I was looking through it, there's a bunch of things that happened that I saw. I was like, oh my gosh, like Mimir and stuff like that, and I was like, holy. Well, I'm not gonna tell you about it because I know you want to play it though, too.
I love Norse mythology.
Oh, tell me about it. I love it too. Especially playing. You would think like I would like Norse mythology, but I got into Norse mythology because of God of War.
Yeah.
So-
I think it's so funny that it's canonically it's just Kratos killed everyone in Greek mythology, so he had to make his way to another mythos.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Because there's a God of War 6, they're talking about like that it's going to be a different mythos as well.
I wonder where they would Chinese mythology?
I was gonna say like ancient mythology, like Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was thinking.
I
about.
feel like Chinese mythology is really interesting. That'd
Or
be a fun
Japanese.
one to go into.
Well, to get Lucy back involved, because she's
Nah,
just
no,
been sitting in
I've
silence.
definitely been paying attention.
I didn't know you played Animal Crossing. That's awesome. Like on a Switch? You have Switch? Nice.
Animal Crossing.
You should be
and-
friends with us on Switch.
I've been
Same thing for you.
Their next question: You play Pokemon? Or?
So, what's your highest level? I've been telling him to get Animal Crossing, but that is just not his game at all. It's
just-
too slow paced for Thomas.
Yeah, I'm like a very like moving guy. Well, I mean, I don't know. You rage at how I play Last of Us, so
Oh my goodness.
Wait, what does he do?
So it's a loot game, so you're encouraged to loot, but he will stay in the same room for like 5 minutes, and then we'll go back into a room he already went in, or there'll be like a ledge that, because you did this last night, and I
did?
Kill me. he like did a fight in an area below, and then where he had to go was like up top, and he hurtled over the ledge back into the area down below. And he was like, have I been down here? I was like, why would you jump off of... Like, you see the door that you're trying to go through. He jumped off of the ledge back down to where he was.
Are you talking about in the water?
No, it's like in the sewer. Like, because he just got to the... Or he just finished, I guess, the Sam and Henry arc.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that whole thing where in the sewer. He, like, jumped back down to where he just was. And I was like, God. And I have to like, restrain myself from saying stuff. Because, like, everybody plays video games differently. But he's just... So like he
Everyone
probably could
plays
have
them
finished the game
differently.
by now.
However, sometimes you fucking infuriate
Okay,
me.
but look,
Everyone plays it differently. Sometimes you just play it wrong, and that's how Thomas.
okay, but look, I told him this many times. Whenever I play single player games, I'm either all in it or not at all. Because like I think this is just the ADHD in me that like I don't have. More like ADD, or I don't know.
Whatever
that I don't have.
But like
That I'm self-diagnosing.
Yeah,
pretty
so-
much. But like single player games, I have a bad tendency of like I have to like 100% the game, because single player games are super easy to 100% versus like co-op games, because like or multiplayer games, because multiplayer for like Black Ops 3 is like you have to get 300 headshots or something like that. I suck at shooting and headshot and moving people. While single player games, they're meant for you to like achieve really well, just play through the game, maybe like here and there. So I try to like do that like as I go along. And also like I hate missing things. Like if I miss something, I feel like, oh man, I gotta go back. So that's also why I always have 3 med kits on me and always Molotovs and stuff like that, even though he hates me because I search for everything literally.
See, but now that we're talking about it, I guess, especially for a game like The Last of Us, that's good. Because I'd rather you enjoy it and like play it in a way that you'll be happy about it after, than I'm just like, please just run and kill these people. Because like the stealth sections, so like, all right, I'm gonna sneak past every single one of these people. I'm like, just shoot them. You have a shotgun, please. And it can be over like so quickly. And then some sections where you literally have to shoot people, like you can't sneak around them. Thomas will like throw a brick, and I'm like, "There's 80 of them. You can't walk. You can't
Go
sneak
look
past."
at the bottle.
Yeah,
I can do this. I believe in myself. No, because I interacted with stalkers for the first time last night, and I didn't know what they were freaking me out.
one of them kept like peeking the corner. He's like, "What is this?"
No, I
And
literally
I'm
was like, yo, this is scary.
He's just sitting there listening for a good 3 minutes. He's like,
No,
Well,
he like one of them kept peeking something. He looks over, or I was like on my phone, and I've played the first game like 3 times. Did you ever play the second one? Mm-mm. Okay, don't.
I've seen.
Yeah, I played the second. I played the first one like 3 times. Played the second one. But one of them kept peeking the corner. I was on my phone. He looks at me, goes, "Dude, what is this?" And I look up and I see it peek, and I just went like this. I went.
Dude, it freaked me.
Like acting like I didn't know what that was, and I was like, "Are these in this game?" And but Thomas was like, "Yo, what the?"
No,
and I was like, "Oh yeah."
Okay, because in the game, you know the mechanic where you can like listen and you can like see like I couldn't see them, and I was like freaking out. I'm like, dude, why can I not see them?
Just you wait till you play it on the harder difficulties where you don't get to listen.
Huh?
Yeah,
I'm not playing that.
there's a difficulty where you're not allowed to use his listening ability.
Is the harder difficulty like you get if you get shot once you die? It's like that hard.
I've
think so.
never played it on that
Oh
difficulty. but-
hell no! I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I want to enjoy myself.
All I know is that there is a difficulty where you can't listen.
I would
You just
assume
kinda have
it's
to
like a
know.
1 or 2 shots and you die, probably. Because 1 shot already takes you like half health. Okay. Anyway, back to Animal Crossing, Lucy.
No, you guys are good. You can keep talking.
I have campaigned for him to get that game because I think I haven't played it in forever, and I love that game. My little sister and I love that game, and my dad, but more so me and my little sister. Because I'd like to visit each other's place, but that is just not his cup of tea.
Yeah,
like,
the
at
whole
all.
like it's very like a world building game.
But at the same time, though, I feel like you could have a lot of fun with it if you actually just kind of like devoted time to it and you didn't give up and like.
The thing is because like whenever you give me a game with so much freedom, it's very hard to like know what to do because like I'm a very like you tell me what to do, then I'll build upon what you just told me what to do. Versus like here, do whatever. I'm like directions, please, something to do. I don't know.
Direction. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know because that's I mean like if you I think a good comparison. Tell me if I'm wrong. Like Animal Crossing reminds me of like Minecraft, but like more chibi and like smaller.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, and I enjoy playing Minecraft, but what also helps playing Minecraft is that I play with other people too, and I know this what to do. Like, you know, you go in Minecraft, you build your stuff and, you know, do whatever, and then you gotta fight an ender dragon and stuff like that eventually. Like, that's the main goal of it. I asked you this too. I asked you, like, what's the goal of Animal Crossing? And they're like, there isn't. And I'm
I
like,
mean, in the beginning,
get
there's
out
like
of your
objectives.
inevitable death.
Yeah, there's like the original goal, like the storyline goal is to get this specific character to your island. And by doing that, you have to, it's the guy with the guitar.
Oh, yeah.
That's like your goal is to get
Yeah.
him.
My boy KK?
Yeah, is to get him to the island, and by doing that, you have to get so many stars for your island, and then he shows up. Because I remember I got that, and he came to the island, and then the credits rolled, and I was like, "Is that the end of the game?" And that's just
I
like,
totally forgot about that, actually.
that's just the end of like the scripted storyline, and then after that, you just continue to build the
so
island.
you're telling me the premise of Animal Crossing is to basically make it onto Welcome to My Crib MTV is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
On God.
Well, so there's a bunch of objectives in the beginning, and then that whole period where you're trying to get him to your island, that's kind of like do whatever, make your island look cool to
Yeah.
get him to come. Because in the past games, he was just somebody that,
Welcome to My
like,
Crib.
every Saturday, you would just go listen to his music, and he'd give you the disc of the thing that you just listened to.
Yeah.
So you could play it in your house. But in this one, I totally forgot about that, actually, is like, they're like, oh my God, there's this really famous musician. Your goal is to make your island like so dope that he comes and plays for everybody. And then, yeah, that's like
Yeah.
the end of the game, but it's not.
But
At
what's
same-
how do you, isn't that subjective? How do you make him?
You just like plant a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you can like go to one of the characters, and she'll tell you.
So there's like requirements to make it.
Yeah, and she'll be like, plant more trees, like get rid of the weeds, like hit the rocks, kind of thing.
Add more like benches and
Yeah.
like sidewalks and
Catch a
stuff
bigger
like that.
fish.
But it's completely like there's no. It is subjective, but it's also you do it in your own way.
Yeah.
But you have to do it to like a certain amount, I guess. For him
You can
to-
go over the top. You can meet the minimum requirements.
Yeah. Which is what I did because I kept
I was
checking back
about to
every
say.
5 minutes, and I'm like, "Come to my island, please."
Oh yeah.
So-
No, but then you showed me because I remember you played it recently, and you got like a birthday cake from your mom on there because it was past your birthday, and you're like, oh, this is so cool.
That's also something to look forward to too, because like every holiday they have an event,
They
and then
do.
on your birthday everyone comes to your house. Or if you go into your house, the lights are off when you know that you left them on, and they'll flip them on, and everybody in your island will be in there and like surprise you for your
Yeah.
birthday. They put so
Aw,
much
that's
like
so
effort
cute.
into it. It's so cool.
It is really cool. And I remember when it came out, I think I got it because it came out right when COVID happened, which was like perfect timing. And I got it, I think, a couple months into COVID because I had seen it was very popular, and I was like, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
I was like, we'll see what happens. And my sisters were very against it. They're like, this game looks stupid and it looks dumb. At one point, they were playing it more than me, and I was like, but who said it was dumb? Now who's playing it all the time? Because then it became a competition on whose island was the best kind of thing, which is just how it operates. But I started playing, and it like just kept going.
It's really addicting because it's literally just like I just want to chill out kind of game. Because like God of War and Last of Us, like your blood pressure rises, and you're just like, oh man, like this section is so hard or whatever. But Animal Crossing is like, you know what? I'm gonna make a park right there.
Oh yeah,
And you
I
just
would put a
spend, like,
podcast
I'ma dig a
on
hole.
and play.
You're welcome. Ignite your love for Animal Crossing again.
Yeah.
She's just listening to us in the background.
I listened to you guys the other day doing laundry.
Oh,
There we go.
Craig sends me a picture of whenever a new episode comes out, and he's just listening to it while he's doing homework. I see it every time.
I know because you see it. Craig,
Super fan.
as soon as I make the announcement, like Craig will put it on his story or whatever, and I'll just like it, just like the tears
Every
coming out of my
Instagram.
eyes.
No, but I get a text from him eventually too about the episode. He was like, "Yeah, episode 17."
It'll like pop up in a notification like from Spotify, and I'm like, it's here.
Which is cool too. It's funny because Spotify you get it like an hour before YouTube, so the people that the 4 people that watch it on YouTube will
The
get it like an
7.5
hour later.
People on YouTube.
Yeah.
You listen to it sometimes on YouTube though too, don't
I
you?
went on there once
Oh, never mind.
to find it and subscribe and be like, well, now I know.
Oh, well, I remember because you sent me a picture of it with the background of it and listening to it, and I was like, oh, he listens to it on YouTube at home. Because I'm guessing you listen to it when you're on your PC.
Yeah, on Spotify though.
Oh, gotcha.
99% of the time I'm on Spotify.
Which is why I wanted to put it on Spotify in the first place, like walking to class or something. I just like put my phone in my pocket and listen to it, even though I don't listen to the episodes. So.
Yeah. I don't have to pay for YouTube Premium.
That's how I listened to his episode. Is I was just walking around campus listening to it and then texting him and him shitting himself.
Oh, yeah,
the entire time.
yeah, I remember.
Well, what part are you at?
Yeah, because he would keep me
texting
updated or whatever.
He showed me your text messages like after we started dating, and he was like, "Yeah, this is what I was texting Thomas while you were texting."
I just said
me."
you're fucked, man. You're like,
This is it.
He played it up so much, like he had like, oh, I don't know who's gonna like. You sent it to me. You made the decision to send it to me.
But to be fair, you also asked him to send it to you.
No, I didn't. I did
Oh.
not.
Well,
I texted him.
atta boy,
I
Kraig.
appreciate the attempt at defense there.
I
texted
swear,
him.
I thought you did.
No, because he goes, I sent it to her. And I was like, no, you didn't. You did not. I texted him at one point, and I go, I can't find it. And
That's what it was.
And then I found it, and I was like, oh, never mind. Like, I found it on Spotify. And then
I
just
remember
started
that
listening.
because for some reason that never mind came through like 3 times.
Oh, it's because you were in Fretwell. You were in like,
believe it.
or maybe I was
Classic
in Fretwell.
Fretwell internet.
Yeah, either you were in
Classic
Fretwell or I was
Fretwell.
in Fretwell, and it's just a black hole. And you're like,
Dude, the class where my buddy reminded me of the Trail of Tears. This might be a different class. My phone goes into like SOS mode.
yeah, that's mine does that.
Yeah, so I'll try to like. I was texting my dad the other day, and he just responded like "Love you, man" or whatever, and it sent like 6 times. And I texted him back. I was like, "Dang, that's a lot of love." And I just realized like what the problem was, and I said, "Oh, for context, I'm in a building with no internet, so that's why it gave you that."
Yeah, because if you sit in Thoughtful Cup, I was on the phone with my mom once, and the call kept dropping, and I was like, Mom, I think it's you. And she's like running around the yard trying to find a signal, and then
Yeah.
I eventually look at my phone, and I go,
Oh, it's me.
oh, wait, never mind. And she goes, I'm just running around the yard for nothing, and I go, I'm so sorry.
Now that you've gotten your cardio for the day, my bad.
Yeah, Mom, I've been trying to tell you something. Start getting out and running a little bit more. Yeah, okay.
Damn, Cole's brutal.
She is training for a marathon.
See, me
so-
personally,
Sheesh.
me
Good for her, that's
personally, I
awesome.
wouldn't let Cole talk about my mama like that. But that shit,
personally.
Me personally, I'm not taking that little disrespect.
We can
yeah.
talk about at least both of our moms today. So
Yeah.
My mom works out too, so good for your mom doing a marathon.
She
Good for
does
my
that, and she does CrossFit.
Really good for your mom. Wow, I look like
damn.
a sack
my
of
mom's in
potato.
Vietnam right now doing whatever she wants there. So I don't know.
Classic. You can go ahead and introduce your topic now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, so get in
All
there,
right,
champ.
My topic, as Cole would say, is a little more sad, but like not really.
Okay.
It's not.
Let's hear it.
The topic is reflection. Okay, and the reason why I have reflection
Oh,
is because
man.
it just like language, it can go in many ways. You can either you can literally can think about it in like a physical physical sense of like reflection, or like moral sense, or just like image sense. Because for me, I've been thinking about like my moral and self-image reflection about that recently, because I don't know, this weekend has like opened my eyes for a lot of things. I've been just reflecting a lot, hence why I've been hoodie up the whole time at the gym, basically. And it just helps me reflect, because like whenever I'm just like in the zone things, doing that, I was reflecting. You probably saw it. Like there's so many times where I was like sitting there benching, just
Fucking 70s in hand, just staring forward. And
Yeah,
I was like, oh, he's in it.
yeah, I was like holding the weights, just like staring at myself in the mirror, or just like zoning off, and I'm just like, all right, let's do it. And I don't know, I've been just
And
like,
then I watch him rep out 12
That's
in
the
like
guy you see
30
at the
seconds.
gym, and you're like, God, I hope someone's going home with him, and he's not just walking home alone. I hope he's okay.
no, usually like, okay, that's the bad thing about working out, like how I've been working out recently, is because I tell people, well, I've been telling like Allie and like all of y'all that like people think I'm a murderer probably at the gym, because like how I'm like so like straight faced and like hood up, headphones in.
Maybe
and-
not a murderer, just like want to make sure that you're mentally okay. Like
No,
mentally-
a lot of people think I'm murderers. Like they don't go near me. Like they, like
no, a lot of people accuse me of murder.
Yeah.
no, like I have like 3 of my friends. I know them at the gym, but they're just like, they like don't even come up to me. Like they gave me a wave, and then I was like, how's it go? Like I go from like this, and they wave, and they just walk away.
That $1 million smile.
Yeah, so Thanks, Craig.
Wow.
Um,
Look at you.
But
Be
my
careful,
question is,
Lucy.
Fine.
when do you guys?
I'm aware.
I'm aware.
Oof.
I see the bromance.
So, sorry, Thomas.
He lives
Proceed.
with two guys.
You get it.
He lives with 3.
I know.
Yeah,
Yikes.
including
Sorry.
myself. No, not including
Kid-
myself. Anyways, but my question is like, when do you guys think is there? I mean, this is like an obvious question, but when do you guys think like the best time to reflect? Because I feel like it just depends on like whatever's happening in your life. But do you think there is a best time to reflect, or do you think when is the best time, or when do you guys reflect, or how often do you guys reflect? I guess that was like 7 questions,
You
but
wanna
Craig's
go
going
first?
first, it looks like.
She pointed at me. I guess I'm going. I wouldn't say that there is a best time to reflect. I feel like when the time comes to reflect on certain things, it'll just happen. Like, I don't know if I want to take this down the depressing route right now.
that's up to you.
Well, he introduced it that way, so,
So
I guess,
yeah, I kind of.
I guess if you want to, go ahead.
Whenever you said reflection, I like sat back and I was like, oh fuck.
Sorry, buddy.
Because
I'm
like,
sorry, buddy.
Craig's fight or flight trigger.
no,
Ah.
because the first thing I had thought of was reflecting on my grandmother's like life
Yeah.
when I was up there for her services a couple weeks ago. And when we were at the funeral mass, my aunt and my uncle were up there like speaking at the end, and I had told Lucy the night before, I was like, I want to say something, but I can't.
Why not?
It's like I want to say something, but like I want to write it down, whatever. And I can't get the words down. I can't like figure out what I'm gonna say. And I literally am sitting there while my aunt's up there talking, like heart beating like out of my chest, like so loud that it's drowning out the sound of people, like of my aunt talking to everybody. Until I just turned to my mom and I'm like, can I go? I'm like, can I go up there? And she was like, yeah, I guess. So I literally like stumble out of the pew and I walk up there, and that was the most excruciating like 4 minutes of my life.
Good for you, though.
Just talking about like and reflecting on everything that she had done for me, and like how the last like 3-4 years of my life was helping my mom like take care of her. And one of the like main things I had talked about was that one of the like main reasons I had started lifting like in high school and I wanted to get stronger and stuff like that was so I could carry her.
Oh.
I wanted to be able to carry her around. And I went to Florida for Christmas, and I got to see her one last time. And my mom has a photo somewhere of me holding her in like a bride's carry. And I picked her up and I looked at her and I said to her, I bet you haven't been carried like this since your wedding day. And
Craig.
I was able to do that one last time. Like that was the first time I had ever like tried to, and I was like, I did it. I'm strong enough. I did the thing that I wanted to do for the past 4 years. And right at the end of when I was talking, like to everybody, I had told them, like at the wake, I was kneeling there and I was talking to her for like 3 to 5 minutes. I was just talking to her. I was like, you are the most popular person I know. I was like, there were so many people here that I don't even know. And they didn't even know me, but they knew you. And they knew how great of a person you were.
No.
And I had, like, closing my little speech while I was up there, when I was talking about carrying her, I said that I was able to carry her one last time before she had passed, and I was a pallbearer, so I was able to carry her one last time after she had passed too. And sitting there and like having my heart rate go that fast and like wanting to get up there so bad and not being able to like put the words onto a paper, having nothing rehearsed and just going and just letting everything flow while thinking about the past 19 years of my life.
Yeah.
Where 18 of them were spent living with her.
Damn.
Was ridiculous.
Yeah, I bet.
So that was the first thing that came to my mind when I thought of reflection.
That's good though, because like, I mean, I have a very similar experience as well, because my grandma passed away last year too. She passed away in September, and I was actually in the same boat because my grandpa passed away before my grandma, and he passed away when I was 18, 19. Oh, when I just turned 18. It was literally like 3 days after my birthday. And I went there for the funeral service, and I was actually the same reason. I wasn't a pallbearer because I wasn't strong enough. And one of the goals was to do the same thing. I wanted to get strong enough to carry my grandma, which I was this time, which felt really relieving, because it's sad to like go through that. And like, that's the times where you reflect the most. Like, I saw my mom reflect so much, and I see people reflect, and I reflected myself too during that life. So but that's a whole crazy story. Like, I almost started tearing up. Actually, I did start tearing up, honestly.
Yeah, no, he texted me and he was like, I went up. Because he had texted me the day before and he's like, I really want to write something down. And I was like, you can. Like, if that's what you want to do, go for it. And at the end of that day, he was like, I wasn't able to write it down. And I was like, that's fine. Like, don't worry about it. Because I lost my grandma last year in September as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, like, watching him go through it, I was like, I knew everything he was like, probably not like exactly, but like I knew the emotions he was going for.
Yeah.
And he texted me after and he goes, I went up and I talked, and I started like crying, and I was so proud of him, and I was like, he did it. Like, I knew how important that was to him, and I was very proud that he went up and he like did it. So, and his mom was very proud too. She kept crying every time she talked about it.
I had so many like family members and people that I didn't even know like come up to me like after the service, and they were like, I was holding it back, and then you started talking, and it was raps. Like, I had people that I still didn't know their names afterwards, that were like, that was the most like heart, like from the heart thing I've ever heard.